Hi everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Wrench Ride and Repeat. Today we are finally going to install the cam and a new breather. I had to install a new breather because the old one, the plastic one, was kind of shaky there. So we're gonna put the cam in, we're gonna put the breather in, we're gonna space the cam and the breather out. They have end plays you have to pay attention to, and we'll hopefully get this all done. It took me a while because I had the cam and then I needed the shims, and then I got the breather and then I needed, to shim it out with that. So it was a matter of getting all the parts together, and here we go. So stick around and we're going to get this cam installed today. So here we are at the gear case, sorry, and I've done some preliminary setups, and I just want to show you here that we did we're going to do the breather gear here. So here's your breather gear spacer. That goes right on the end, and the manual says 1/1000 to 11/1000, but you have to account for 6/1000 of gasket crush. All right. So what they want you to do, what the manual says, is you take your take a flat edge, right? Little ruler here, little steel ruler, and I got 3 measurements out. I got a 13, a 12, and 11. All right. So, oops, sorry, bumped the camera there. So you lay your flat edge across both sides of the gasket and on your spacer. Okay. So we're going to start with 12/1000 and push in on that pretty tight, right? That's going to crush that gasket anyway. And there is a very little go. If you really squeeze it in there, that 12 does not want to go very easily, and 13 doesn't go at all. All right, so we're going to come down here to 11, and 11 fits in there just nicely, just what. So if you're going between 1/1000 and 11/1000, that's 10/1000, and you're going at 11 minus 6. So there's 5/1000, right? And that's just about in the middle. So here we go, 11, between 11 and 1, and we got 11 right there. Minus 6 is 5. So we got 5/1000. That's mid-range tolerance between 1 and 11. So I think we're going to go with that. We're going to roll with that. So let me roll my sleeves up here because we're going to get some assembly lube going, and I don't want to get it all over me. So just a second here. This is an S&S breather gear, and it came with spacers for that gear. So I want to take that out, set that aside. I want to pull my breather out. You can take the gasket off for now. All right, because we're not going to need that for a few minutes yet. And there's the breather gear, nice metal one. Some people scream about metal ones. Some people swear by them. This is hopefully the final time I'll ever have to build this engine. So I think we're going to put it together with that and see how it goes. So get some lube in there. All right, all over. I want it to slide real nice and tight in there. And before I put this back in there, all right, yep, okay. Okay, I want to put some on the gears here. Just a little dab will do you, right? All right, and that'll all mesh in. All right, we were offline for just a minute. I had a hard time finding the mark on the pinion gear, and you come to find out it's not on the tooth, it's between 2 teeth. So once I found out in the manual, we got this all lined up. So we have one here, corresponding dot on the cam, corresponding mark on the breather in the cam, so we're all aligned. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's top dead center or not. So we'll put our new gasket on. As long as the gears mesh and they're timed correctly, you're in good shape. So no coating on the gasket. The gasket on there. All right, and then I'm gonna put some more stuff away, get it out of the way. And now we're going to check cam gear end play. All right. And just a second. Cam gear end play is 1,000s to 50,000s. Okay, so that's quite a bit of range there. So it says to put at least 3 screws in it, and so let's get the cover in place. And the fun part here is if it doesn't need a spacer because that Andrew's cam fits in there, then we're in good shape. Get the timing out of the way so you can see. In you go. Lined up there. Okay. So what's the problem here? Oh, we just pulled our cam out. Great. All right. So now I got to reset that timing. And I lost my breather spacer. So I'll be back. Hi, and welcome to the finishing part of putting this cam in, this gear case. I had to stop because I needed shims. When I put the new cam in, it was way too tight, and I had to come down about 9 thousandths on a shim. So I went ahead and put the cam in. The breather's already set. I think I have video of that. So now I torqued the bolts down, and we stripped this one out. So word to the wise, caution here. These old engines have been taken apart and put together dozens of times probably over its years. So when they tell you to torque something down, and these bolts are only 7 to 10 foot-pounds, not very much, and this one's stripped out at 8 foot-pounds. So you got to watch these old bikes. Sometimes it's better just to trust your gut and crank them down to they're tight. They're not going to go anywhere. If you feel better, put some Loctite in them. Not a bad idea. All right, so we got the cam in, we got it shimmed correctly, and I'm going to show you where we're at here with these, and I'll take a picture of that. With the S&S EV27 cam, it says clearance end play on the cam is 10 to 15 thousandths. All right, so we're going to split that in the middle and do 13. All right, so let me get some light on here. Bob, you want to come on in here? Ooh. And I'll try to do it from this side so you can see on that side. So what you do here is you got your 13 thousandths, right? And you come in and you want to come between the cam and the shim, right? Or, I'm sorry, yeah, the thrust washer and the shim. All right, and you get your feeler gauge down in there. And like I said, at 13, she fits right in there nice. You can feel it on the feeler gauge. There's no back and forth end play. And remember, before you do this, you put your cover on and you put at least 4 screws in it. That's what the manual says. And you put your 4 screws in, and that'll, that's enough to crush your gasket. And then remember to reach in there and pull your cam out, right? Because when you put it on with the case, it wants to push everything in. So pull your cam out from the inside, right, as far as it'll go, and then do your measurement. So I'm happy with that at 13 thousandths, and we're going to call that good. And I think other than fixing this hole here, I'll have to pull the cover back off to drill that out and put a time cert in it. There we go. Right on there. Snug as a bug. All right. So put our screws in. And this is this is no mechanic secret. I did this with the primary because all the screws are different lengths. All right, just a little bit, and they all have to go in the right place. So I always like to just go ahead and put those on the paper. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in. First time I saw that, I was like, "Oh wow, that's a great trick." Well, then if you read through the manual, it tells you to do just this. So I'm going to run these in a little bit. All right, get this screw in here. I needed to grab an extension. And sometimes it's better to start this screw and then find out where your notch is. I'm pretty certain that's right. And that torques down real nice in there. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. And another one, you know, I'm sure there's a torque spec for this. Don't grind it out. Now, I'm just showing you this for the sake of showing you this, because I'm going to have to tear this all out. I don't have to reshim the cam. That's done. The shim is the correct size. But I'll have to pull all this out to fix that thread. So that's really about it. When you put your timing module back in there, see the slot here on your timing module, and the gaps in the cup, right? And every time that comes around, that gives it a digital signal to, you know, do what it does. So we get this in here, right? Set him up, and that's about all there is to it. And then you put your covers on, and you're good. So let me get over here. All right, camera on me. So that wraps up this part of the video. We're going to move on. Go ahead and do lifters, and that'll be something separate. I'm not going to run this too long. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you maybe learned something, and we'll see you next time on Wrench, Ride, and Repeat.